Anterior view of skull. If you view the human skull from front side, then you are actually observing the skull in anterior view. Here is how it looks if you see it from front side. Anterior view is also called norma frontalis. Now, what are contents of anterior side of skull? The anterior view is almost all facial skeleton. There are total 14 facial bones that make up the face. 6 bones are paired while 2 bones are unpaired. The first paired bone is maxilla, marked as 1. The second paired bone is zygomatic, marked as 2. The third one is lacrimal bone, marked as 3. The fourth bone is palatine, marked as 4, and it makes the hard palate of mouth. Next is nasal bone, marked as 5, and it makes bridge of nose. Being marked 6 is the inferior nasal concha, which is a separate bone inside nose. Among unpaired bones, the first one is the mandible. The second bone to be unpaired is vomer, which is single bone behind the nose. The broad blue color labeled bone is called frontal bone that makes up the forehead of face, while the rounded cavities in diagram are called orbits containing eyes. Next content is about foramina in anterior view. A foramen is a small hole in bone and it transmits either a nerve or blood vessel. There are 4 foramen in anterior view. Watch the diagram carefully and note the colored circles. The black circle shows the supraorbital foramen. The light brown circle shows the infraorbital foramen. The red circle shows the mental foramen. And the green circle shows the zygomaticofacial foramen. Supraorbital foramen is located in frontal bone. The zygomaticofacial foramen is located in zygomatic bone. The infraorbital foramen is located in maxillary bone. Mental foramen is located in mandible. Next content is sutures. A suture is a movable joint between 2 bones, such as joint between skull bones. There are bunch of sutures between different facial bones, but here most obvious are mentioned. Watch the diagram carefully and note the areas being circled between different bones, such as suture between nasal and frontal bone called frontonasal suture. The intermaxillary suture is between the 2 maxillary bones. The zygomatic and frontal bone are connected at zygomatico-frontal suture, while zygomatic and maxillary bone are joined at zygomatico-maxillary suture. Next and last content are sinuses. A sinus is an empty cavity in bones which are filled with air. They are responsible for resonance of voice and also help to reduce weight of skull. These 2 sinuses are located in frontal bone, so-called frontal sinuses, while these 2 pyramidal-shaped sinuses are located in maxilla, so-called maxillary sinuses. Make sure to like the video and subscribe the channel.